Well, hello there, everyone tuning in. This is our dirt race here at Williams Grove for the second round
Make sure you get everything like you want it.
race in the round of 12. So what we've got here will be two heats. The first heat and the second heat will both be 80 laps long. And 10 drivers will qualify on for the main event, the A main, from each heat. And then our LCQ, we will have 5 drivers decided on to move into the main event. Our first heat, we've got our top contender in this one will be Chadwick. Looks like he's going to start up front pretty much. You got Tyler Aspinall, who's going to be making a one-off appearance here at his home track here in Williams Grove. Jordan Walker is also a contender right now. He's sitting 8th in the playoff points. And then Kellen Oakley as well, sitting 7th. So there's 2 drivers that are going to want to make sure to avoid losing very many points this round. Tim Cording, looks like he's qualified 5th in this first heat. He sits 5th in the points and has decent amount of points moving forward, but everything's going to depend on how you can make it through the first heat here. So to no further ado, let's get the race started here.
Favor, just touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
80 laps here at Williams Grove. Our front row includes that of Krista Cower and Jordan Walker, followed by Jack Ross and Tayden Berggren. Then you've got Tim Hansen and Kellen Oakley, Luke West and Trevor Walker, and then it looks like Desiree Voiles and Braden Hunt in the top 10 to start out here. Green flag is off, and they go into turn 1 pretty civilized here. They have a bunch of good racing here today at Williams Grove. Like, for example, right now at the back of the field, you're going to want to be keeping an eye on these drivers, because these will be drivers that will be looking towards an LCQ for an attempt to make it to the main event tonight. Tyler Aspinall, as mentioned, in his one-off showing here, running 18th. He's going to have to get into the top 10 to transfer. So does Tristan Reams, who's fighting for the championship. He is currently 12th in the round of 12, so one of the first drivers at risk of elimination at the back. Currently, it looks like Kellen Oakley's in the transfer position as they run. And we've got a 3-truck fight for the lead here with Tayden Berggren, Luke West, and Krista Cower. Luke West. This is only his second career start, so looking pretty good there out front at the moment. Braden Hunt making a charge up to the front. He was just towards the back end of the top 10, and now he's sitting in third. Chadwick is dropping a little bit. Currently, the rest of our top 10 includes all the way back here to Tim Cording and Austin Mullins. Jack Ross is on the outside looking in at the moment. And Jessica Hergeson's actually making up a lot of ground. She was way back there and she's now up to 13th. Kellen Oakley, who was once in a transfer position, is now outside running about 15th. Chadwick's right now running towards the bubble in heat transfer position here. At the very back, we've got Al Bunch and Louis Trost. Trevor Walker, who was up front, is now falling all the way to the back here. Tyler Aspinall has found the inside line and he's making up a bunch of positions here. Inside line here might give him an opportunity to get into the top 10. Just like that, Tyler Aspinall's in a transfer position, running 9th at the moment. Jack Ross sitting 11th. Looks like he's going to get into 10th here pretty easily. I believe Austin Mullins is at... Oh, correction, it is. He's in the top 10, and... looks like he might get a position here. Nope. Aspinall closes the door. Well, and he's still fighting on the inside there. Good racing here for 8th place. We even got Tristan Reams, who's cracked into the top 10 for the first time today. And then we got a wreck in the back, it looks like Paulo Ladino, single spinner there on lap 18. Figure out what happened here. Looks like Desiree Voiles and Krista Cower on the inside, but he just made contact and took Paulo out. So in our first caution of the race, the rundown is Luke West, Chadwick, Hunt, Jordan Walker, Tayden Berggren, Nathan Morgan, Tyler Aspinall all the way up to 7th. Tristan Reams, Jack Ross, Tim Cording, and now our first bubble driver is Austin Mullins in 11th, Maggie Reams, Philip Leeds, Trevor Walker, Al Bunch, Krista Cower, Brandon Petrolski. Kellen Oakley is going to have quite a ways to fight back to get into a transfer position here, running 18th at the moment. Desiree Voiles, Louis Trost, John Brinker, Jessica Hergeson, and Paula Ladino. We still have all 23 trucks running in this first heat. Not certain if my broadcast is laggy for anyone. I've got it going on my phone here and it seems very ratchety. So I apologize if that's going on your end too. Looks like it started to kind of level out there. Green flag is back out and Luke West off to pretty commandeering lead. Current points leader Chadwick running second to him at the moment. And you got Jordan Walker. Oh, we got Tyler Aspinall making a move there on Taden Bergeron. Going 3 wide almost on the inside for third and fourth. It looks like Tyler Aspinall up to P5 at the moment, so much improved. So amazingly enough, Luke West seems to be showing his prowess on the dirt here. Coming into the series after 15 races had already been contested this year. Might be looking towards a good run in 2023. Now that the series will expand to a few more dirt tracks, you're going to have to be a well-rounded driver to win the championship in 2023. Fortunately for Paulo Ladino, it seems that that wreck has caused his truck minor damage that is causing him to lose some pace on track. He's running dead last, way outside of the rest of the field. Looks like we're going to have some heavy hitters from this heat moving on to the LCQ. We've got Kellen Oakley and Tim Cording, who has had a rough first two races in the playoffs here. Currently 16th at the moment. He's going to have to make up 6 spots to transfer out of this heat. And even more, we've got Maggie and Tristan Reams, both who are on the outside looking in. Jack Ross is fighting tooth and nail to get right back into the top 10 here. Looks like he's going to succeed in doing so on Braden Hunt. Halfway through already, and Luke West has been your dominant driver. We've got Chadwick, and it looks like Trevor Walker, the cream is riz to the top here. And even more so, we've got Al Bunch with a good run, running 4th at the moment. Seems that the caution has helped them significantly get a better spin on it this time. Trevor Walker is definitely one of those drivers that needs a good race here, having had a bad first round of the playoffs. He's 11th in the points. He's only 1 point out of getting into out of the bottom 3. There's still plenty of points to be had for this round of 12, that's for sure. Getting out of this heat and into the main event basically gives him an opportunity for good points. The Truck Series only pays back points to the top 20, and then everything else is 1 point apiece. Him being able to transfer to the main event will guarantee him a top 25 finish for the race here. So as it seems, we still haven't seen much movement here from Tim Cording, Kellen Oakley, or Tristan Reams, who might end up getting forced into the LCQ. Perhaps we'll get a caution or something here that'll bunch him back up before the end of this one. But easily we've got about 5 to 6 title contenders who are looking on the outside right now. Jack Ross has cracked into the top 10 again. It looks like him and Philip Leeds are having a heated battle here. Chadwick here going for the lead on Luke West. This will be the first time the lead has been relinquished. And Chadwick's going to go and get some laps led here in this heat. Looks like Al Bunch wants to take the lead here at Williams Grove. Chadwick's fighting on the outside. We got some good battling here for the lead. Al Bunch, although not a title contender, would definitely love to get a win before the end of the season here. This will just be a heat race win. It's not a points paying win, but regardless, he's in good contention for getting a main event win later today here. Of our title contenders, we got Trevor Walker there in second, Chaz Chadwick in third. Tyler Aspinall on the one-off run here in the top 5 at the moment, so that's a good showing. Might be a perennial contender for the win at the main event here. Jordan Walker is a title contender, sitting in 8th at the moment. And Jack Ross, one of our other title contenders, rounding out the top 10. But then we've got Maggie Reams, who's on the outside. Jessica Hergeson, Tim Cording, Tristan Reams, and Kellen Oakley. So that's 5 of our title contenders that are going to have to go to the LCQ probably. This also means that our second heat is going to be comprised of a smaller field of title contenders. I'm also going to be in the second heat, so it'll be my maiden voyage into the truck series here. Trevor Walker takes the lead here in the first heat. We only have 20 laps to go, and it's going to be crunch time. Wow, currently Tim Cording and Kellen Oakley are almost towards the dead end of the field at the moment. So we'll have a pretty stacked LCQ coming up here in a little while. Even Jack Ross has fallen out of the top 10 for the time being. We only have 14 laps left here in this first heat. And we might be looking at a good handful of title contenders that are going to be locked out of the main event due to the limited size of field for the turnout. So it looks like it's going to be between Trevor Walker and Chaz Chadwick for the win of Heat 1 here. Luke West is definitely going to move on to the main short of any motor failures. Al Bunch with one of his best showings as of recent, sitting in 4th. Tyler Aspinall throwing down the gauntlet here. His first run in the trucks with a 5th. Jordan Walker doing as he needs in 6th. Taden Bergeron's going to transfer to the main event here. And would you look at that, John Brinker's kind of the surprise amongst them. He has been sitting outside the entirety of this heat and might be a transfer going on into the main event. Nathan Morgan and Philip Leeds currently, so we're going to keep an eye on our 10th place buffer here and see who else might be able to transfer. We already know who the 9 in front of him is. I think we're going to see some good hard racing here to determine the 10th and final entry moving on to the main event. Jack Ross, his miracle came earlier this year at a dirt track where he pulled off victory. So he's proven that he can get it done here on the dirt. He might have to pull another miracle out here to get his transfer on into the main event. Right now, passing on the inside of Mullins there. Looks like he's probably going to get 11th with ease. But with laps ticking away and down to 4 laps now, he still has a lot of track to gain to get by Philip Leeds. But he seems to be inching ever closer to that transfer position. This is why we run the heats and let them race it out. I think that we might see a pass here for position with Jack Ross. Philip Leeds doesn't seem to have quite the pace to stay in front of him because Jack Ross is running a faster line. He's diamonding those turns to make off with more momentum on the straightaways here. It looks like Jack Ross is going to make the move. It's going to stick, and he's going to be into a transfer spot. So good on him for that. He was able to make the pass with a lap to spare even. That'll put Philip Leeds into the LCQ. And Jack Ross will be graduated to the main event. In the meanwhile, Chadwick took the lead off from Trevor Walker. It looks like Chadwick's going to be the winner of this first heat. And that's their first heat in the books. Doesn't pay any points for the drivers, so we'll have to see how things shake out for the main event later today. Tyler Aspinall in his first truck race getting a 6th in his heat here. John Brinker come home with a 7th. Taden Berggren with a good run. And Jack Ross. So the drivers that'll be in the LCQ that are title contenders include Maggie Reams, Jessica Hergeson, Kellen Oakley, and Tristan Reams, along with Tim Cording. So with only 5 drivers going out of the LCQ into the main, we've already got 5 title contenders going to the LCQ. And so our second heat, one of our title contenders involved in this one will be Aunt Me Person. Actually, before I do that, let me see what I can do about getting the game to de-lag a little bit during the broadcast here. I don't want to do that. I want to go into Okay, so our second heat's gonna start here. And on pole for our second heat is none other than Aunt Me Person. We had Chadwick win the first heat, so it would be fitting if Aunt Me Person can somehow end up winning the second one here. In my truck debut, I get to start 12th, so I'll be mid-pack already. Be fun to see how I end up doing here.
How quick the commitment line comes up on you in the turn 2 there.
The green light is off, and me person to the early point. Matias Nunez also, like in the last race with Luke West, this is only his second race. So he's showing some impressive runs here. He had started on the pole or front row last week in the last race, but unfortunately the wheels did not stay glued. He fell all the way to the back. Avery Farrell was kind of a surprise winner in the last week's race. Seems that he's got some unfinished business to prove. This round's a little bit lighter on title contenders. We've got Guido Piano in here. We're gonna have to look quite a ways up from the back of the field to find our next title contender. Tim Hansen, who's actually in a transfer spot at the moment, and then Ant Me Person. So we only have 3 title contenders in the second heat here. And we got kind of surprise leader here in James King. He has won a race this year, but the rest of his races have been mildly lackluster. Dirt races always seem to kind of add a surprise wrinkle to the entire fabric of the series. Yet again, I apologize, guys, that there seems to be some technical difficulties on my end. I have never seen the stream this choppy before, and all I can think is that my computer might be just a little bit on the underpowered side or something struggling today, so I'll try to figure out as much as I can. In the meantime, if anything, I'll try to hopefully get it figured out before the main points paying race at the end here, because it is terribly choppy. I probably should have had my computer turned off last night so that it had time to recover when I turn it back on today. Have left it running overnight probably didn't help it any, so. So if you're just tuning in too, if you missed the first heat, our transfers from heat number 1 included the 18 of Chaz Chadwick, the 21 of Trevor Walker, the 84 of Luke West, the 08 of Al Bunch, the number 10 truck of Jordan Walker, the 45 of Tyler Aspinall, the 78 of John Brinker, the 43 of Taden Berggren, the 8 of Nathan Morgan, and the 00 of Jack Ross, where Jack Ross actually ended up making the transfer position on the last lap of the 80 lap event heat. In this one so far, we've got James King out front of Matthew Fastnot and Logan Nagy. Then you got Bendover, Avery Farrell, James Robert, Ant Meperson, Tim Hansen, Matias Nunez, and then the 64 of myself currently cracked the top 10. So the LCQ after this one will be 30 laps. And we've got the title contenders of Tim Cording, Maggie Reams, Kellen Oakley, Jessica Hergeson, and Tristan Reams, who will be in that LCQ. Tristan Reams is definitely flirting with disaster. If he's going to miss the main event, he's already 12th in the round of 12 here, so he'll likely be our first driver eliminated going into the round of 9. Trevor Walker, who had a good finish in the first heat, is going to have an opportunity to make up a lot of points and get out of 11th. And Jack Ross, also with a good run there, is going to have a good opportunity to get himself out of 10th in the points. So, of course, our current points leader of Chadwick has a huge buffer, and he's going to have an opportunity to continue to grow that buffer, giving him plenty of points to stay alive into the round of 9. If he as much as gets a point or two in the main event, he'll be locked into the round of 9 going forward here. Looks like we got a change position there. We got Logan Nagy up to second. He's going to try fight here for the lead with King. Might very well succeed in doing so. And on lap 28, looks like we've already got our first caution here. Trying to figure out what might have happened. No? There you have it. The number 79 truck of James Robert has a blown engine. Yep, an engine failure. And from 7th place, he brings out the first caution. So unfortunately, that'll push him to the LCQ. Had a good run going up until that point. And this will restack the field and give everyone an opportunity to fight for the lead again here. Now watching the playback now, it seems that the game was a lot less choppy when I was running in the back view. So let's try a different camera angle and see if maybe TV2 might be better. We'll see. So our first retiree on lap 28, currently on lap 32 here. The truck's gonna pull off and they're gonna go back to racing. Seems like the game likes it better in chase cam. As I'm watching the stream, it's finally caught up to where I changed the camera there, and everything seems to be driving just a little bit better, so. It's not as good of a viewing opportunity as the TV cameras, but I'll let it. It'll work. Gavin Legend currently up to 6th on track here. We got Tim Hansen behind him on the inside. Craig Bush and Matias Nunez having a good battle here for 8th on track. See here, we've got quite a wide view of the track in front of me. Yes, currently one caution here in heat number 2 involved the 79 of James Robert, who had a blown header. Seems I have kind of solved the ratchety stream problem. Instead of watching the race in TV camera, I have to chase camera, and it helps with making it more smooth. Halfway through the race here, and our top 10 includes that of James King, Avery Farrell, and Logan Nagy, Matthew Fastnot and Ant Meeperson, Tim Hansen, Gavin Legend, Chris Hergeson, myself, and Matias Nunez. So I think I'll try this out too. I'm going to watch in spectator cam, and if the thing starts to lag on the stream, I'll switch back to the chase cam. The less there is on the screen, I think, the better. If I move the standings list, we've got James King and Logan Nagy still running 1-2. We got Avery Farrell up to 3rd. Matthew Fastnot fighting on the inside of him there. Looks like Fastnot with 3rd at the moment. Ant Meeperson running 5th. And Tim Hansen running 6th. Our only other title contender outside of that is the 37 of Guido Piano, who's running 19th at the moment. .30 laps to go here in heat number 2. I've been treated to some good racing so far here at Williams Grove. So we only have 15 laps to go now, and looks like most of our title contenders are going to transfer out of this round. Guido Piano will likely end up joining the LCQ field, putting title contenders at 6 in the LCQ, and we'll only have 5 of them moving on, so there will be one driver going home who's fighting for a championship. With all the laps run so far in this heat, it's kind of helped everyone stretch out a lead on each other. It's single file, and they're bunched away quite a varied distances from each other. You got the 3-car pack at the front here fighting for the win of this heat with James King, Matthew Fastnot, and Logan Nagy. You got a 2-car breakaway of myself and Chris Hergeson. And you got a 3-truck fight between Avery Farrell, Matias Nunez, and Ant Meeperson. Tim Hansen and Craig Bush with Gavin Legend on the outside right now. Ten laps to go here. Our LCQ is going to feature 26 drivers fighting for 5 spots at the front. Yeah, I think the primary problem with the broadcast lagging as bad as it is the graphics overload of them running on the dirt. This game, where it was exactly designed to race on dirt, it seems like it causes a significant lag. So I might have to go in and edit the graphics down even more from where I had to, so we can get a smoother stream for the main event. So drivers that are going to be in the LCQ include the 96 of David Bird, the 19 of Atlee Weiss, title contender of Guido Piano, Colton Smith, William Kinsella Jr., Zach Armstrong, Luis Rodriguez, Roland Heidfeld, Lane Smith, Jack Davis, Ben Dover, and probably Gavin Legend, unless there's someone that drops out here in the last lap. With one more lap around the track here, it looks like James King is going to secure the heat win. And our drivers transferring into the main will be Craig Bush, Tim Hansen, Ant Meeperson, Avery Farrell, Matias Nunez, Chris Ferguson, Jacob Shangle, Matthew Fastnot, Logan Nagy, and James King. Okay, I don't know why my stream is frozen right now, so this is getting mildly irritating. Don't know what the hell is going on. The only difference is I didn't do the live stream. Encoding overloaded. Consider turning down video settings.